AIDS Day commemorations recently held in the great town of Victoria Falls on December 1st, 2009, brought home once again that HIV and AIDS is in our midst. Therefore, World AIDS Day is not like other special events on the international calendar, which come and go. HIV and AIDS demands the concerted effort of all citizens. The road trip to the resort town was worth every drop of fuel, with the theme Universal Access and Human Rights. Together we can make it. As a country, Zimbabwe was called upon to ponder and reflect on where the nation is and where it is going, and whether the decline in the HIV and AIDS infection rate is cause to relax. From Harare, Kadoma, Gweru, Bulawayo, Dete and Victoria Falls, these are the highlights of our fact-finding tour.
Listen to my father's word, that he sat with us beside his bed, with my mother holding his head.
You have seen now, my children, how I have fought this struggle, and you have seen how this disease is taking me. But I continue to struggle. I fought for universal access and human rights. I fought for access to education. I fought for access to health. I fought for access to protection by the law. I fought for access to antiretroviral drugs. But see how this disease is taking me. As I go today, my children, the struggle has not ended. Continue to fight for universal access and human rights. Continue to fight for access to information. Continue to fight for access to good sanitation. Fight for good nutrition. Fight for everything, my children, that will protect you from this disease, so that you'll be healthy, to take care of your children too, and be the pillars of our nation.
Such memorable events often pass without detailed reference in the future. Review and reflection on lessons learned, further follow-ups and research in terms of areas of concern, challenges and best practices are a perennial necessity.
As an organization, I think we did well, because what we did, we mobilized our resources from the information, education and communication budget from all the 7 POs who pulled together. Then we had one unit coordinating on behalf of Plan Zimbabwe, and we had children really being at the forefront to make sure that they were involved.
How do you measure the success rate of the event towards your growth and the overall growth of anyone in relation to international World Health?
I think for this year as the organization, because in terms of the communities going around our stand, yes, they saw what Plan is doing. But in terms of maybe other partners, like the partners that were there, the UN, the international donors, I think they didn't have a chance really to go around this thing, because we really would have loved to have them see the stand, and from there it was going to be easy to know that, this is what we're lobbying as Plan. But otherwise, in terms of the participation and in terms of the event, I think it was a success.
Okay.
Top A Studios took the initiative to cover the World AIDS Day commemorations from Harare to Victoria Falls and produced a DVD highlighting the following issues and thematic areas: access and effectiveness to HIV information via edutainment, text materials, banners, access to drugs and counseling services, church and HIV, workplace and HIV. Sources of information during the tour were vendors, HIV activists, people living with HIV, employees, rural elders, school children, and NGOs.